Today we're out in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, doing a Bridgestone Winter Driving Experience. As you can see, we're going to be driving an Acura MDX. We also have an NSX that we're going to have a little bit of fun in later on today. But we are testing and comparing the Bridgestone Blizzak DM-V2s to the all-season Alenzas. The Alenza AS Ultra is an all-new, all-season tire that competes with the Continental DWS 06 Plus and the Michelin Pilot Sport All-Season 4s. We have a fantastic ice driving track today. We're going to start off on these Blizzaks, getting a feel for the grip limits, kind of leaving stability and traction control fully on. We're going to be in comfort mode so that the suspension retains a little bit of softness. We can get a little more body roll and ultimately more grip around the course. Let's hop inside. We'll show you what this MDX can do on these Blizzaks. As the day progresses, our conditions are going to get a lot slicker as we wear down the layer of snow on the track and kind of polish it into a nice, slippery section of ice. The track conditions are going to be constantly changing, so we're always going to have to be adjusting our driving style at the limit. We have a number of different tests and situations we're going to be putting these tires through today. I'm very excited to see how these Blizzak winter tires compare to the Alenza All Seasons.
Here, and we just have a TPMS error. Yeah, copy that. We had changed tires on those, and TPMS says probably hasn't been reset correctly. Quite a bit out here.
Speak of the devil. Yeah, I just got the same one.
And notice if you can exit close to the green cone out of turn 10.
Alright, so here we have our Bridgestone Blizzak DM-V2. This is a studless winter tire for drivers of CUVs, SUVs, and trucks, but this is a dedicated winter product, so it's designed for cold temperatures, for snow, and really for ice. And similar to the all-season product, it's really all about the rubber compound, which in this case is very specialized. It's called multi-cell, means that there's tiny, tiny microscopic pores in the rubber that give water a place to go so that you create better tire on ice contact and also allow tiny biting edges that give you better snow grip on the microscopic level. On the macroscopic level, you can see even more of those sipes that we talked about on the all-season product, as well as some directionality to the tread pattern. So if we think about acceleration and braking forces, that gives us that extra little bit of an edge for a winter product over an all-season.
So braking straight line.
Between these four cones. You can step on a little bit as you unwind. Hard on the brakes here. Off the turn in. Pretty grippy.
Yeah, much better than.
And then once you get this off camber, you feel a little bit understeer there, but you manage it nicely.
Great.
Here we'll just keep it around to the right. And the big brakes right here. And then turn in. Nice. You got it. Another gate right there. Another off camber turn. You can see it wants to just take you there, but the tires are kind of. That's pretty good grip on them.
Yeah, these feel good.
Nice. Feel that understeer?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that off camber, it just starts to...
Yeah, and then so if you go in a little tighter and then you can unwind the steering wheel, not hit a cone and still make it around.
Nice rotation.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll let off a little bit more here.
And then turn in a little tighter and then unwind. And if you go to throttle, nice. It'll give you a little rotation, a little slide.
Yeah.
If you don't correct it, it'll correct it for you.
Sure. Yeah, it's a pretty liberal traction stability control system.
Yeah, and try and feel what you are with the tires and the speed you're going, because when you get in the other car with the all seasons, you'll see it's significantly different, although it's still very, very good. These tires are kind of amazing.
Yeah, these feel great.
And then Gary, we're switching at the top of the circle.
All right, so here we have our Bridgestone Alenza AS Ultra. So this is our newest tire for drivers of CUVs, SUVs, and trucks. Really designed as a touring tire, highway tire. So really the kind of thing that you would expect to have on a luxury vehicle like this Acura MDX. Why we're talking about it here in the winter is really about all-season performance expansion over time through use of technology. And there's really two things that allow us to improve that over time. There's the rubber compounds that go into the tread of the tire that allow it to stay flexible at cold temperatures. And then there's a tread pattern here, and you can kind of see how there's snow packed into the pattern here. And what we have are these little cuts in the tread pattern. We call these sipes. They hold onto that snow and they create those biting edges that really allow the tire to grip the snow and create snow on snow contact, which is what gives you that winter grip.
So now that you've driven the DM-V2, now you need to understand that you are in an all-season tire.
Yep.
Okay, so all the cornering limits and the braking limits and the acceleration limits are going to be reduced.
Yep.
But what's most impressive about the fact that we're still on Alenzas, we're on an all-season tire, is that the fact that we're able to get around at all is going to be pretty remarkable.
Cool.
And the thing with any tire, remembering that cars want to go straight and tires would like to go straight, is that with an all-season tire on a low-traction surface, manufacturing straightaways, finding anywhere we can go in a straight line is important. And that just helps bring the suspension back to neutral balance so you're ready for the next driving task. Brake. Tap of the brake. There you go.
Yeah, they still feel very good.
Yeah. Yeah, the breakaway on them is really gentle and predictable.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Oops. A little tight there.
Yep. brake. Off the brakes completely. Yep. Straight. Yep, just go. If you go full straight, it'll allow the car to recover.
Sure.
Gary, we'll do an extra.
When you hear the rumble, that's your terminal understeer
Okay.
moment. The only way to get out of that is you have to straighten the wheel. Well, they're just scattering cones all over the place.
Yeah. We'll kind of shoot through the gap there.
Straight. There you go. Brake. Yep, just look for that. Yeah, doing the little nibbles on the steering wheel was actually
gonna go back around to the
a
driver's
really good
seat.
technique.
Yeah.
Because when you're at the limit of adhesion, you don't want to make huge movements of the steering wheel, but if you can just do little tiny
Kind of
adjustments,
feel out
yeah, and just feel it
that
out.
max grip limit. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. There you go. Now just go ahead. Head on
Going
down.
straight?
Yep.
Cool.
Just manage your speed. Okay.
Nice.
Yep, we're following you. And
Yeah, still very impressive grip for an all season. I mean,
oh yeah.
the difference is noticeable,
Mhm.
but not as much as I'm used to between a dedicated winter and an all season tire. So,
And that's really where this tire
Yeah.
shines, and that's where Bridgestone spent all of its development really on this, because they already had the smooth ride down, they already had the rain down, they already had the durability down,
sure.
but adding in this level of grip.
And the progressive breakaway is nice because I noticed with a
Mhm.
lot of all season tires, it's either you have your traction's on or you're off.
you're off.
And especially once you start getting out of that grip circle and you start
Mhm.
slipping and understeering, it's just nobody's home, or you have all the grip in the world.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I noticed that a little bit with surface changes on the street. Of course, this is all pretty consistent surface,
Mhm.
except for the icy bits.
Yeah.
But actually performed better in the ice than I thought it would too.
Yeah.
So very interesting. Cool.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
It does. Like I said, we were pleasantly surprised with it. We were testing it last year, and we tested it again this year. And it was like, wow, okay, we've got something here.
Yeah, that's great.
So it does work extraordinarily well.
Okay. What do you guys have tires pressure set to today?
Placard.
Placard, cool.
Always.
All around. I assume they just don't have, some of these cars don't have sensors.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that have aftermarket wheels don't have sensors.
Okay.
And we also don't have the reset tool.
All right.
with
Yeah.
us.
Wow.
So yeah, but
That's
one of the
fine.
things that's one of the really cool things about working at Bridgestone events is that we always use placard pressure.
Cool. Great.
We don't ever fudge the results.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Good. All right, so back on the winter tires. Those all seasons are impressive.
Yeah, they're not too bad, but obviously you couldn't do some of the things you did in those that you did in this, right?
Sure. Yeah, I
He
mean,
said he could really notice a difference, and I could tell because obviously he tagged a few cones in that car. And
oh yeah, immediately noticing a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
more
I can tell.
confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're being cautious, and you're driving it like you were on the all seasons. Now
Yeah.
you can step on it here a little bit.
Yeah.
Just move yourself over to the right. We'll try and do a little later braking in this car, right here.
Yeah.
Yep, still make the corner easily.
I was really impressed with how progressive the all seasons were on their breakaway limits. I mean,
I like that, the fact that
Yeah.
they chatter a little bit. They give you a little bit of audio too.
yes,
as far as that,
when you hit understeer, you know it.
Yep, you can feel it in the wheel too. I like that. Little positive feedback is always nice.
Yeah. I mean, on these winter tires, it's almost like, is there snow beneath us?
Yeah, these DM-V2s are incredible. I've got them on every vehicle that I own that's a truck or an SUV. And I even have to buy them.
Yeah, they're worth it.
Nice. Really smooth steering inputs. You know, you're not shuffling the wheel. I mean, you're shuffling it, but you're not, you know, back and forth. What do they call that? What's the word for that?
Sawing?
Sawing the wheel.
Yeah.
You're not sawing the wheel. Jeez.
After lunch.
Yeah. Okay, now hammer down here. We can take that braking a little deeper. If such a thing happens, we don't make it, we're going to go straight.
Yeah.
Brake hard. There we go. Nice.
Yeah, this is where point where I was getting a lot of understeer in the all seasons.
Yeah,
and here
I
it
saw
just
the
kind of
rear end fishtail
yeah,
around.
it just kind
fun
of
catching it though.
glides through in these.
I see what he means. Why you'd want us to go first, because you can pretty much catch the other car.
Yeah.
They're gonna turn, but you keep going, keep going, keep going. Brake hard now, and then straight.
All right, cool. Nice. Yeah, I'd still say, I mean, gosh, the all seasons probably have about 75-ish% of the grip of these Blizzaks.
I hadn't really thought about percentage-wise, but I'd
Yeah.
say we tested one of the cars with the OE tires, which are the Alenza. Is that what they say?
Yeah, the Alenzas,
The
yeah.
Alenza, only they're not the Alenza Ultras.
Okay.
They were the ones that come on the car. And man, we went into the first corner. I thought, whoa, I know what a DM-V2 will do, and this car is not even close. It wasn't the right tire. We can pull up a little bit more, and I'll put
that's
them behind us.
Cool.
But yeah, it was a huge difference. Thanks. Nicely done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now
my
you get to
pleasure.
go and slide around the other one a little bit.
That's right. Dial down my my speeds a bit. All right. Back with the Alenza Ultras.
Brake. Next, on the next lap, brake more than you think you should, and then you'll find that you're going to be able to coast through the turn without having to do any steering correction.
Okay.
Or at least cut your steering correction in half. And it's all, again, about those fractions.
Sure. Okay.
All right, clear.
Brake. Off. Straight, straight, straight. Brake, brake, brake. Don't turn, don't turn, don't turn. Now turn. Just coast.
Got it. Great. Easy.
See,
Nice.
See, then you felt like you want to put your foot on the gas because you could.
Sure. Yeah, a lot quicker through the corner. This is getting a little bit slippery here.
So much of ice driving is just patience
Yep.
and learning how not to ask so much of the car.
Managing that grip circle.
Yeah. Straight, straight, straight. Gas, gas, gas. There you go. Brake, brake, brake. Excellent use of the snowbank button.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Get it rotated.
Yeah, yeah. Brake, brake, brake. Off completely. Straight, straight. Brake, brake, brake.
Waiting.
Turn, don't wait. Now turn. Off, there you go. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
Using
then,
that
then it
super
becomes
handle.
almost effortless.
Sure.
You know. Off.
Yep, a little bit more
Where you
understeer
wanna go.
there.
Turn your head. Turn your head.
Yeah.
There you go. Destiny is not always at the windshield.
That's right.
Brake, brake. There you go. There you go. Manage, manage. Straight, straight, straight.
I'm feeling that understeer.
Brake, brake. Off. fact that you can accelerate that well,
Yeah, that's amazing.
is pretty astonishing.
Yeah. It's a very consistent tire to drive on too.
All right, so the final tire we have here is our Bridgestone Potenza RE980AS Plus. This is another product that we launched very recently for drivers of sports sedans and sports cars that want to maintain year-round capability for those vehicles without losing the ability to have really good dry and really good wet traction. And this is honestly one that, you know, a couple of years ago, we wouldn't have been able to talk about. This is a segment where we talk about balance of performance, stretching the ability to perform in different conditions. That's really come a long way in a number of years. So super exciting to be able to share it on a vehicle like this Acura NSX. And again, it's very similar to the other tires we've talked about. Compound technology that allows us to stay flexible in the cold while still being able to deal with heat in hotter conditions, as well as those sipes we talked about. You'll see fewer of them on this tire, but there's a really strong science in the balance of, you know, how we get dry and wet, so we maintain, you know, block stiffness here while still having these sipes to create those biting edges for that snow on snow traction. So it's all about that balance on a tire like this. And again, very excited to have this level of performance where we can bring a car like this and demonstrate it in the snow.
Okay, so we're in Sport Plus. I see that. Great.
I just put you in manual. That's gonna
Perfect.
get a little better. Cut a little more left, straight,
Yep.
and smooth inputs is what you're looking for. Brake. You always get the most braking in a straight line.
Yep.
As soon as we start asking for steering, it has to back off the brakes a little bit. So the system kind of does it on its own. As soon as you turn in and you have your foot on the brake, it has to separate those controls.
Sure.
So rather than relying on the system, you know, I'll do it before I lose the grip. So ease off, turn a little sharper briefly, and then back towards straight. Nice and smooth.
That.
Bail out.
Yep.
Keep going straight.
We'll just go straight,
Just
yeah.
cut left here.
Alright. Braking a little bit earlier this
Yeah,
time.
the car gets lighter as you crest over the top, and then you got a downhill. Whenever you're braking downhill, you always want to brake earlier because you have the gravity pulling you down, right?
Yes.
And then brake right here, turn in. You got some good grip there. We're polishing all of this. So
Yeah.
you're basically just kind of trying to cut off some of that inside. Straighten up and squeeze on it. Nice and smooth on the transition. Good. You can tell we've got a lot of good grip up there. You can push it in a little bit later here.
Yeah, just got to brake in a straighter line.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, even though it's a slight bend going into it, you can still create a straight line through there. Start turning in here. Brake. On that wide arc, you can kind of squeeze on the gas and let off here. That gives you a little bit of a weight transfer too.
Nice, okay.
And those weight transfers kind of squish and you know, load up and unload the tires. A lot of times people don't really get a feel for, you know, they feel the weight transfer, but they don't understand what it does to the grip. Then you can feel the stability control take over if you still have some steering and you ask for that gas a little more aggressively. That's pretty crazy though what these tires allow you to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. They're good.
Just the takeoff power, right? You straighten it up, boom. You can feel it. Puts it down.
Yeah, if you had your NSX out on a nice snowy day, or you took it out in the morning to work or something, and You bring it back home and then there's a little bit of snow on the ground.
Absolutely. You can tell the ABS works the best in a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second you introduce the steering, you know, you can feel it even in the pedal. It just starts taking it away a little bit.
Yeah.
And your steering
absolutely.
input is not quite as noticeable either at that point. You know, everything just kind of gets diluted, watered down. Yeah, let's take a couple more. Sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, it does sound good.
I like the little turbo sneezes.
Yeah.
What do you drive?
I have a Volvo A50R and a 4th gen 4Runner.
One more. Somebody's on
Yeah, cornering grip is impressive too. I mean, this super balanced chassis. It's always nice driving a sports car in the snow compared to like an SUV or, you know, a normal sedan. Just the
Yeah.
low center of gravity helps so much.
it. Nice.
All right, fun.
What did you think of the other modules?
It was a good day.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was fun. Everything just kind of ties together really nicely. It's great being able to drive the all seasons right after the winter tires and kind of go back and forth, and really kind of get comfortable with those differences. And then after driving everything, get into this and feel like, okay, well, you know, this is still capable in the snow.
Right.
Granted, it's all-wheel drive,
Yeah.
but being able to drive a car with a supercar tire fitment that can actually work in the snow is nice. So,
Absolutely.
because usually
And,
you just get Pilot Super Sports for these and you're done.
Right.
So,
And, you know, these are more rear wheel biased. I mean, you get most of the power going to the back, so.
yeah, that's right.
Well, cool.
Cool. Thank you. Fantastic.
Mm.